So the big question is this: how can dyslexics like us create a place, a community, a tribe, where people at any stage of life can come and solve any challenge, amplify their strengths, and ultimately help them become who they were meant to be? Or in other words, conquer their dyslexia. That is the question, and this show is the answer. My name's Theo Goff, and welcome to the Conquering Dyslexia podcast. Hey guys, I hope we're doing alright. I just came back from work, and today I want to talk to us kind of about a message that I think if I told myself when I was 15 years old, when I was struggling, when I was, basically hating so much life and feeling so hopeless, and if I understood this little concept, it would be so much more clear, and I'd feel so much more hope there. And there's challenging and quite hard, because there's a whole what's on the plate. And what I want to talk about today is this: it's about being responsible of your potential, being responsible of what you are capable of what you are capable of as a human being. What is actually your potential? What can you actually do? Who can you actually become? What can you actually succeed in? What can you actually make progress on? And whole part, I always say about people who have to take responsibility of their dyslexia and of their life. And I always think some people don't think they can do something. Like, for example, they think they're dumb. They have a low IQ. I was just listening to this book. It's like the fourth time I listened to it. It's so good. But by Jim Quick, called Limitless, and he talks about basically about it's all about learning. It's all about how you can become a better learner. But what he says is what holds people back is your beliefs about yourself. Because all the stuff I say, if you believe you're dumb, guess what? You're acting that way. If you believe you can't do it, you're acting that way. And he says, one of the things he's saying about IQ scores, he's saying that because if you have maybe a low IQ score when you're 5, now that you're 20 or 30 or 40, you think you're dumb. You think that this one IQ score defines you, and that's such wrong. It's such a lie that sometimes that we tell ourselves. And it says it here. I was just thinking that people often sell themselves short, don't they? They sell themselves short. Oh, I can't do this. Oh, I won't be able to do that presentation. I won't be able to complete that piece of work. I won't be able to, do this project. Or I want to do these things, but I'm not good enough, or I won't be able to. And we sell ourselves short. And we don't rise above it because we're scared of making mistakes. And did you know, Einstein, famous dyslexic person, he made so many mistakes. A lot of his theories, a lot of his equations were wrong. They were wrong. His maths wasn't good. His equations about some chemical thing was just wrong. But yet, his contributions still last. But yet, he didn't let his mistakes stop him. He didn't let these things stop him. It's like me with my post. I do a lot of stuff in social and post. But yet, for example, if I don't have time to go over it and have someone spell check it for me, I'm not going to let that stop me. Just because I got a few things spelled correct wrong, I'm not going to let that stop me. And you shouldn't too. You shouldn't let your little thing stop you doing what you want to do. You shouldn't think I'm not perfect. I'm not I'm gonna make this wrong. I don't know this. I want to be good at this. The actual action of making mistakes is progress that we're learning. Because what he says as well, and I'm going to talk about my little challenge thing. Not little challenge, but what I'm talking about is that when we make mistakes, we think that that's wrong, or when we fail, or when we don't get a question wrong, or we don't get an answer wrong, we think that's a failure. But in actual fact, if you actually look at it factually, it's a sign that you're learning. I'm on day 169, I think, of me improving my English, having dyslexia, when I'm improving things. I got 9 out of 10. I got one wrong. But I'm more happy, to be honest, to really, not really happy, but to be honest, but I'm intellectually happy if I know I get things wrong more often than I get all of them right. Because I know if I get things wrong, then I know it's a sign of progress. I know that this is something I don't know. For example, if you're in class and you get everything right all the time, guess what? You're not learning. You're just regurgitating what you already know. And if you make mistakes, guess what? It's a sign that you're learning. You're going from a gap, because basically learning is going from what you already know to learning what you don't know. That's it. And if you get everything right, you're just regurgitating what you already know and not learning anything because you don't know what you don't know. It's like the thing, because like for example, it's like the knowledge gap, isn't it? It's like having competence. I can't remember the proper word of it. Basically, we know something, yeah. We know something, but then we know what we don't know. I don't know that, for example, with exercise. I know that I know a lot about muscles, and I know, sort of like the exercises to make them grow with hypertrophy. I know that. I don't know individual muscle names. I know this is called the bicep. I know that one's long head, one's short head, but I know, okay, let's give it an example. Like, for example, we would have a quadricep, is our leg, bit the front of our leg muscle. And quadricep, there's 4 individual quad muscles. And I know there's big names for each one of them. I don't know their names. I know I don't know that. But someone else who doesn't know what a quadricep is wouldn't know that there's four muscles within their leg that they don't know their name of. Does that make sense? They know they don't know what they don't know. And they know what they don't know. There's 3. You know it, you know what you don't know, and you don't know what you don't know. Learning is basically going from what you know that you don't know to knowing it. Does that make sense? And the more stuff you know, the more stuff you know you don't know. I'm doing this thing with my voice, saying lots of words. But what I'm saying here, and the point I want to get across, is actually that so many of us hide behind what we're capable of. So many of us have stories, have beliefs. I'm not this person. I can't do that. I can't do this. I'm not this smart. I can't achieve that thing. But one reason of what's behind it is that we're scared to take responsibility for the fact that we can do it. Because guess what? It's easier if we hide behind this label. It's easier if you hide behind this excuse. I didn't have the resources. I wasn't smart enough. I didn't have enough time, or this or that. It's easier if we hide behind our excuses. But you know what's actually the fact? Because this is what Tony Robbins says all the time. And basically what he says, the reason why you failed in a certain thing, or the reason why you haven't got there yet, is not a lack of resources. It's not because you're not smart. It's not because of this. It's not because of that. It is because of a lack of resourcefulness. What it means by this, by the resources you have inside yourself, you mean the hunger, the drive, the humour, the whatever, creativity. Because when you study human history, when people are most successful, they had very little resources, very really crap environment. But because they were resourceful, they brought the resources outside of them, from inside to outside of them. They did the thing. And once you realise that, your potential is so limitless. Like in the book, it's so limitless. You could do so many things. I know, for example, I could. Get a master's in English? It'll be like a big hard thing to me, get a master's in English or something like that. But I know I could do it. I don't want to do it, but I know I could. I know that's within my realm of potential. And guess what? So can you. So can you. You just got to work out how you can use the mind properly and start taking actions towards it to do it. But guess what we hide behind? Our excuses. Because we know of the cost we'd have if you really take responsibility. Because I think when you take full responsibility, okay, I decide I am where I am because of me. That's I am where I am because of me. And you might say, oh, it's not because of this, it's because of that, because of that, because of that. Well, yes, that also is true, but what's also true is your actions in those situations. Like myself, I remember being my sixth form, being so sad, so upset, and hate, not be able to speak to someone, and so shy, and not having a clue what was going on in class, and I had a speech impediment that couldn't make me sound certain things, so people making the fun of my voice, and I could have been saying, well, it's not my fault, I have dyslexia, I've been brought up in the school, I'm not doing all these things. Go, okay, yes, I did have this environment, and yes, you could say it's not my fault, but also, I took certain actions. My actions, I could have gone out, I could have pushed myself more to speak to some people. I could have, took the work home, done a lot more homework. I could have researched this, I could have done that, I could have done that to improve it, but I didn't. Does that make sense? And therefore, I have to take responsibility for where I am. Where I am in my life is because of me. And I don't mean that in like, oh, it's all doom and gloom and oh, yeah, it's your fault, everything's happening in the world, because that's obviously stupid. But what I mean is saying, you have the power to change it. Responsibility equals power. And when you give your power away, someone else, for example, to an excuse, you lose power. If you make an excuse, you lose all the power because you're giving your responsibility away. The reason why I failed is because of me, because I wasn't resourceful enough. That's responsibility. That's power. And the reason why I'm making this is I've been thinking about it a lot. And if you feel like you're struggling, and if you, like where you are in your life, I want you to really have a courage to have responsibility of your potential. The more things we take responsibility of, the more control we have over our life. And I think one of the first things you have to start to realise is what your actual potential is. Your actual potential. Because let me tell you something. If you wanted to, you could be a millionaire. If you wanted to, you could do these things. If you wanted to, you could, improve your English. If you wanted to, get no one discriminate against about dyslexia. If you wanted to, you could get past that grade. If you wanted to, you could get that thing. If you want to. And that is your potential. You are capable of that. But what's stopping you? You don't believe you can. Because you don't take responsibility of your actual potential as a human being. So I just want to start people to realising that and realising, what am I capable of? What is actually my full potential? And then once you realise that, you can realise everything else you're leaving out on the table. Because I remember having a chat with my mum a couple months ago, a while ago, but it's quite cool. So sitting there talking, and because she knows I've been doing all this journey, doing these crazy things for years now. And so she's saying, well, why do you do it? Why do you keep doing it? Why do you keep doing these things? Why do you keep having these ideas, getting passionate about this stuff? And I sort of was saying, I was like, look, I don't feel it's a choice. I don't feel like I'm pushing myself to do this life. I don't feel I'm pushing it. I don't feel like I have to. I don't feel like I'm born. I don't feel like I'm extremely motivated to do it. What I see though is I look at life in two ways. I know what my potential is, and I know potential as a human being is you can do this. You can do anything. It's limitless. And then I know what I want. I want to even change the dyslexia industry. I want to impact so many people. I want people to realise all this stuff. I know what I want, and I know I want to do everything I can to get there. Everything I can to get there, including doing this podcast right now. And I know that's what I want, so I do my actions to get there. And I know that's the best. Because that's the best thing I can do right now. And I know that's me working towards reaching my potential. And let's say, because I'm working hard, and because of that, and let's say it doesn't work. Let's say it all fails. Let's say I do this podcast and no one's listened to it. Let's say I do 1,000 podcasts, no one listened to it. Will I be angry with myself? Will I say that was a waste of time? No. Because I know, for example, if I look at me when I'm a lot older, worked really, really hard on all the things, and for example, if I want to be in a certain position when I have money, when I've changed loads of people's lives, all this sort of stuff. And if I work extremely hard doing making the best moves I think I can possibly make every single day, and nothing works, I'll be a damn happy man. Because I would have learned so much. And I know I'm doing the best. I know I'm doing the best with what I can. I know this is my journey. This is my path I choose to go down, and I know that. And I know what I'm not leaving on the table, because now I know it doesn't work, and now I learned something. Now I've grown. But if I didn't do that, if I didn't go down that path, if I didn't try and reach my potential, if I didn't try and go for that thing I want, and I kind of sit back and not do it and say, well, what happens if it won't work because of this, because of that, because of that. I know if I do that in my life, I can look back on it and be a damn miserable man, because I knew what I missed out on. I knew what I missed out on. And I know this is all up to me. I know this life is all up to me. I've got to do these things. I've got to do that. And I'm not saying that I have to do it all alone and it's my journey, no one else can do it. And it's all, if I have success, it's all up to me. I'm not saying that at all. But I'm saying I'm the one that does the lives. I'm the one. This is my life, I'm saying. It's my life. It's my on the journey. And I really hope me saying this and me going on this kind of rant would help you realise, oh my God, I can do that thing. Whatever it is, it's driving a car, it's getting this job, it's getting this qualification. I can do it. It is within my realm of potential. I can do it. And you realise if you don't do it, that's down to you. That's down to you. But also realise, for example, if you take responsibility and you don't want to work out, 100% completely fine. If you take 100% responsibility and you still want to smoke, completely fine. But you have to realise of the consequence. Look, smoking, yes, for a few years maybe off your life, and coughing and all this other crap. Not working out, yes, you have a lack of energy and maybe gain a bit of weight. That's fine. If you're happy with the consequences, live them. In life, I always say, you can do whatever you want in life. You can do whatever you want in life, but you cannot control the external consequences of that. For example, I can go up and beat punch an old lady in the face, but I can't change the external circumstances. I can't change people look at me, maybe police calling or what. I can't change that. But anyway, I'm going a bit off topic here. But it's just it's your life, and take responsibility of your potential, and really realizing, look, if you want to do something, do it. And if you don't want to do it, that's fine. Just realize that you don't want to do it, and then move on, and then carry on. And that's it. All right, guys, take care, farewell, and bye.